Okay, back on the Duke after riding the electric bike for a few weeks, the Surron Ultra Bee R. First impressions, this feels like a lot of machine to be riding. The electric bike, the Surron, it's pretty slimline, it's pretty lightweight, and it's funny because this isn't even considered a big bike by any means. This is pretty much considered a small learner bike where I am in the world. 390 Duke from KTM. It's a naked street bike. In other countries you got to start on something smaller, like even as small as a 125cc, like in the UK and Europe and South Africa and places like that. But over here in Australia and New South Wales, the LAMS, learner approved motorcycle system, LAMS, allows you to pick from quite a few bikes that are more powerful than a 125 or a 200. So this is a 390, but you can go all the way up to 650, I think it is. So yeah, even though this is considered a small learner bike compared to the Surron Ultra Bee R, this feels pretty big. It feels quite big and powerful. Even just trying to turn it around in the garage, get it out and point it in the right direction to head out to the street, it just felt like a lot just to move it around. But with the Ultra Bee, you can pretty much put that thing on your hip and just spin it around. I mean, you're not picking it up completely off the ground, but you can pretty much do a 180 turn without too much effort, which with this, yes, you could do the trick of spinning it on the kickstand. But yeah, this feels different, like same but different, you know. It's still a motorcycle obviously, but it just feels big and powerful compared to the Surron Ultra Bee R. And it also feels like it could do a lot more as well. With that Ultra Bee, we're just coming up to the 100 stretch, and on a bike like this you're not going to top out at 90 or 100. You can keep going way beyond that. So that is something kind of in your mind that you're having to behave yourself, as it were. Whereas on the electric, on those kind of dirt bike style ones anyway, when, you know, I haven't tried out and a Gika, I think it is, or a Zero, those ones, they've got more top speed, more power, that kind of thing. But yeah, this is my first time back on the gas bike, and it does feel odd. It feels very different. Yeah man, this thing absolutely destroys the Surron Ultra Bee R on acceleration and power on the roads. I know electric bikes, one of the areas that I'm super interested in electric motors is that torque down low, as it were, so slow speeds, the kind of instant torque that you can get with electric. That is something that really does interest me. I've said about electric motors before, those torque numbers, translating those into kind of power, usable power on the road, as it were. It's just different. But yeah, I might try and do a side-by-side of that acceleration I just did. But yeah, it felt like this totally kicked the electric bike, which is, you know, it's to be expected. They're just very different machines. So there is a lot more to think about for sure, doing the clutch and the gears. But that's part of the challenge, that's part of the fun. That's similar to an automatic car versus a manual car, but you know, I myself do enjoy a manual car over an automatic. Maybe not in every scenario, but just in general, that's kind of my go-to. And with motorcycles, at the moment anyway, it's kind of the same deal, that I do like a manual bike. I have really enjoyed the electric bike. It's just so alien and so different. And yeah, once you get into 5th gear or 6th gear, you can do whatever you want with this hand. It really isn't so much of a thing anymore, but yeah, it is more complicated to operate a manual motorcycle for sure over the electric. Talking about cars just then, you know, it used to be that it was all pretty much manual and getting an automatic was tricky, and then it was 50-50, and kind of now it seems like when I look at, oh, what would I maybe get if I got another car or a truck or an off-road vehicle of some kind, and some of them they're only available in automatic, and that's just the way it is, so you don't even have a choice anymore. So you know, if electric's the future and we don't have any choice in that, or what the rules are or whatever, or the sales or what's available, it might be that there's only electric bikes available. Now that's not a future that I necessarily want to see, because I like gas bikes and I hope there's always a place for them, but it's something worth considering at the very least, especially if you're, you know, maybe not right now, but at some point in the not too distant future, you might be having to think, do I get an electric bike or a gas bike? Like, what's the resale value going to be? What's the long-term impact going to be? Same as at the moment, you know, electric cars versus manual cars. But yeah, but those kind of first impressions, now that we're up to a bit of speed, I mean, this thing just feels like it's cruising at the moment. It feels like it's got so much more it could do, whereas the electric bike, the Surron Ultra Bee R, it was doing 80 okay, and it had a little bit more to go, but this feels very much in its comfort zone, whereas that bike felt like it was kind of getting towards its limitations. And yes, like I said before, it's a dirt bike, it's not a road bike, so it's not a totally fair comparison. But you know, I do like to focus on the learner side of things, and where I am anyway, this bike I'm on right now, the KTM 390 Duke, is considered pretty much right up there as a great learner bike. Good bike to learn on, not too big, not too powerful, but also it'll keep you interested for a fair while moving forwards, so you can continue to learn on it past your provisional license and that kind of thing. I've already defaulted back into my gas bike riding, like leaning the bike over to the left right now. On the electric I was leaning it to the right because I could put my right foot down, and that felt pretty cool. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a thing, but it really isn't. And even holding the clutch in now and being in first gear, I've just defaulted back